Good morning, everybody. And in spite of having COVID, being in the hospital, can't get out of bed for a couple of weeks, I'm back. Our Lord wants me to bring you His message, and that's the best I'm going to do for it. So, with a little help from Him, I know that we're going to get through this today. So, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Yes, as Barry said, it's not always easy. Human bodies are frail. They have problems, they have sicknesses. Some days are good days, and some days are very bad days for them. The pandemic of COVID is very serious. It has become perhaps even more serious as it has advanced. It is something that everyone needs to take care of. If you get sick, make sure you see your doctor. I don't want to have to bring you home prematurely. I know many of you have still much to do. Today, I want to talk to you about something that is very difficult. Many people build foundations of evil. Now, why they want to do that, I'm not sure. It would certainly be easier for them to build foundations based on good, or foundations based on what I would like them to do, or foundations based upon my words. But there are many, many very, very evil people in the world. You may not realize many of them are evil. They may be the ones that own the businesses you work for. They may have many things that they do. They may be very rich. You see, there's people that have just uncountable riches. I've blessed them to give them riches, hoping they'd help others. Some instances they have, but in many instances they haven't. Many people take that money and they use it to hurt others. Now that's stupid. If you hurt others with it, then there's going to be a time that you're going to be hurt. You see, you create a karma. I keep talking about this. I talk very simply of it. You keep creating this karma, and this karma continues through your life. How you treat others will indicate how you're going to be treated in your future life. If you do a terrible job of being kind to others, then in your future life, it's not going to be as nice for you. If I blessed you with great wealth, then if you didn't use it to help others, in your future life, it's going to be one of poverty. It's called karma. It's all common sense. But why is it today that people are so hell bent on hurting others? I see people everywhere. All they seem to do is be able to scheme, to be able to use the money that they have, the resources, the people that work for them. They pit one against another. They stab people in the back. They make it impossible for individuals to live a good life. Why can't you just want somebody else to live a good life? It seems so simple to me. Humans are very complex. I created them that way, and I know that they are, and I know that they're not going to change. Since the time I created them, they've come up with ideas for hurting others. It's almost unbelievable how this is taking place. Now today, we're seeing incredible violence in the world. Terrible, terrible things are taking place. Some people simply have no regard for human life. That'll change when they get back over. Somebody's going to take their life, and then they're going to realize that maybe they should have been a little more careful. The incredible brutality that I'm seeing, it's unbelievable. You see, generations ago, I allowed the Holocaust to take place. I wanted to show you ultimate evil. We'd gone down the road of free will, and some individuals were taking advantage of it. And I really couldn't stop it. I wanted to. I looked at what was taking place. All these beautiful people were dying, suffering. But you see, I knew that I was taking them home. When I take people home, their suffering's over. So that's the end of it. The people that just died in the Middle East, their suffering's over. They're home. If they lived a decent life, then they're being well judged and everything's going well for them. The individuals that brought about that great violence that just took place, they're not doing well if they died. They're being judged harshly and they're being sent to lower levels. You see, nobody should do that to children. Nobody should do that to babies. But that being said, there's millions and millions of people that are creating abortions. Why is an abortion so much different than what happened to the babies over in Palestine? Many of the babies lost their heads, but many abortion doctors do the same thing. So, what's really the difference? Everything is comparable, sadly. I want you to stop building these foundations of hatred. Today, we're seeing much anti Semitic hatred for no reason. People think they have a reason, but if they understood the historic facts, they'd understand that really they may not have the reason that they think they do. You see, people want violence in Palestine. There's countries out there that thrive upon it. They can't let it end because if they let it end, then peace will come, and that's the worst thing they can have. There are societies today that specialize in anything but peace. I can name them. I've named them in the past, but you know who they are. You see countries today that the last thing they want is peace for the Palestinians. You see, if they wanted it, they could have it. The countries of the Middle East are very wealthy. They could bring the Palestinians in to work for them. Many things they could do. They could get them out of that hellhole of a country. But people want the Palestinians to suffer. That's so that they have an excuse to create war and dissension. Once the Palestinians stop suffering, then there's really no war to have. There's only peace. And that's the last thing the individuals in the Middle East want right now is peace. China, Russia, these countries do not want peace under any circumstances. They think that the key to world power is control. They think that if they can control their lives, then they'll get what they want. Well, they better be careful what they wish for because I don't think it's going to work out quite like they think it is. But they're building this terrible, terrible foundation of evil. People think that it's okay. The lies in the world today far exceed the truth. That's a very sad thing, too. There are countries in the world that build themselves on a foundation of lies. Matter of fact, I might be hard pressed right now to figure out a country that doesn't build it on a foundation of lies. Nothing is ever what you think it is. Look at the turmoil in the United States. You can't even elect a House of Representatives. How do you expect to run the world? People are very foolish. Your politicians are getting more foolish every day. I comment on this. I want you to pay comment to it as well. But I want you to understand the truth. Truth is never violence. Truth is never hatred. Truth is never all the things that you're seeing in your newspapers. Nobody can sort out the truth anymore because there's so many lies. When you have countries that are building a foundation of falsehood, then you'll never know if they're telling the truth. Truth may just be an accident that slips out once in a while. Evil. I talk to you every week about evil. I want you to live your life as free of evil as you can. That's where it starts. You see, there are many people that can't avoid evil on a large scale. You try, but it just keeps following you. The graft and corruption, the wealth, all the terrible things that can bring bad things to you are bringing bad things to you. But what you can do is you can isolate your life. You can live it as you think I want you to live it. It's pretty simple. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. It's not that you haven't heard that one before. Go out and simply help others. Teach them my words. Start small. Start with the children. Show the children what they need to do to advance, to understand. Do you realize you have total school districts where none of the kids can pass their academic tests? That's something to be proud of, isn't it? Think of all the money that you've thrown away on a poor education. It doesn't take much. You see, children are like sponges. You give them the opportunity to learn, and they'll learn. They want to learn. They want to advance. They want to get along. They want to live. They want to have a good income. They want to go to schools. But you see, along the way, everything stops them from that. The privileged institutions today take great pride in turning down qualified children. They think it adds to this prestige, but it doesn't. There'll be a time that'll catch up with them as well, where people will realize the great hoax of a college education. Why should you spend that kind of money to learn something that'll teach you a job that you can't earn, that you can't find a job? You see, there's many problems with our institutions. They know it. Many of them are proud of it. Many of them are very proud of being anti-Semitic. They think that if they pick on the minorities, that those people won't come back and pick on them. Well, they will. It's just a matter of time. You heard the old saying, it's whose ox is getting gored. Well, if you have an ox, it's going to get gored in this economy, in this world, in this turmoil, in this hatred. There's no way that you can survive in this world without trying to isolate yourself and doing good. Always know that I'm with you. Always know that I'm trying to guide you, and always know that I'm trying to have you do what's right. It's not hard to do what's right on a smaller scale. Sometimes it's a test on a larger scale because there are so many people trying to lead you astray. It doesn't have to be like that. Lead a simple life. Show common sense. Do what's right. That's all it takes. But especially do what is right for the children, for the young. When you have cities of the young that are never ever going to be able to afford to work, will never ever afford to be able to be educated because of the politicians. There, you see, those politicians are putting the great lie upon the people. They're telling them how much you're helping them, but they're not. They're hurting them. They're hurting them more than you can ever imagine. It has to stop. The violence in the inner cities will destroy your cities. People won't be able to live there. They'll be afraid. They'll leave. They're going to go to wherever they can. And the politicians are going to pat themselves on the back and they're going to say, I did a really great job. But they didn't. Life can be very simple, it can be very complicated. Make it simple. We bring you these messages every week. I think they're very important. They build a foundation of blocks. They will never, ever build you a foundation of evil. They will only show you what you should be doing, what you should be understanding, and how you should be seeking the truth. You see, the truth is out there. You just have to find it. But you have to understand it when you find it. The truth isn't always obvious, it's often hidden. It can be hidden in the wallets of your politicians. It can be hidden on your newscasters that have ulterior motives in what they're saying. It can be hidden in individuals in other countries that want to rule the world. It can be hidden everywhere. But you have to learn to understand truth. If you don't understand truth, then it's going to be very difficult for you to advance. We'll help you. Pray to us. Ask us for help. Tell us that you want us to lead you down the right path, guide you. Ask for help. Ask for forgiveness. Ask for all the things that you want. Don't be bashful. That's what prayer's for. It's pretty simple. So I want to thank you for allowing us to speak again. I know that Barry would be rather somewhere else, but he did the best he could do, and I don't think he did too bad. So look for the truth. Look for honesty. Look for me. That's all you need. So I bless all of you that are listening. Thank you so much once again, and we will be back again next week. Thank you, Father. I got through it. I knew I would. So we'll be back again next week, and hopefully I'll feel a lot better. Can't feel too much worse. So goodbye, everybody. Keep it simple. Keep it love. And just simply keep it God. It'll be fine.